Well, we're kicking off a new segment for the political season called On the Trail. We'll keep you up to date on presidential candidates and other key 2020 races. Senator and presidential candidate Cory Booker was back in Las Vegas this week campaigning at a Labor Day cookout hosted by Congressman Stephen Horsford. 8 News Now's Orko Manna asked him about the Democrats' decision to cancel their telecaucus.
I think it's really important that we continue to make the caucus process more fair and more inclusive, and I celebrate what the leaders here were trying to accomplish. The party's made their decision. We're going to continue to support the party in finding other ways to make sure we get a lot of participation.
The state Democratic Party will not do phone-in voting during the presidential caucus, but there will be an early voting period spread out over 4 days, and in the spirit of Labor Day, Booker also talked to the partygoers about his plans to raise the minimum wage and provide health coverage for all workers. And Clark County Commissioner Tix Segerblum has endorsed Bernie Sanders for president this week. Not a big surprise. Segerblum was a big Bernie Sanders supporter in 2016. In fact, I recall a culinary union event back in 2015 at which Segerblum was the only elected official to attend. He's one of the bigger name Nevadans to endorse so far in the Democratic primary. Well, 10 candidates, 7 hours, and trillions of dollars. CNN broadcast its climate change town hall event on Wednesday, and ahead of that debate, candidates started releasing their plans. The most expensive was Bernie Sanders' plan, costing $16 trillion. The cheapest, so to speak, was Joe Biden's at $1.7 trillion. Here's CNN's Jessica Dean with a wrap-up.
The Democrats presented their plans to combat the climate crisis in Wednesday's town hall marathon, elevating the issue higher than ever before in a presidential election.
We got to start choosing science over fantasy here.
Frontrunner Joe Biden saying it's up to the United States to lead the fight.
We should be in a position where we generate support around the rest of the world, and those who don't do their part, don't participate, then in fact they face consequences.
In between explaining her many plans,
I've got plans. I've got a $2 trillion plan. I've got a $1 trillion plan. And
Senator Elizabeth Warren warning Democrats about getting distracted by conversations like regulating light bulbs, a reference to the Trump administration's rolling back energy efficiency rules Wednesday.
This is exactly what the fossil fuel industry hopes we're all talking about. They want to be able to stir up a lot of controversy around your light bulbs, around your straws, and around your cheeseburgers. When 70% of the pollution, of the carbon that we're throwing into the air comes from 3 industries.
Bernie Sanders' response, a bit more concise.
Would you reinstate those requirements?
Defending the price tag of his $16 trillion climate crisis plan, the Vermont senator arguing it's possible to also focus on other policies like Medicare for all and free college.
I have the radical idea that a sane Congress can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. We are fighting for the survival of the planet Earth, our only planet. How is this not a major priority? It must be a major priority.
Although Jay Inslee dropped out of the presidential race, the Washington governor's ideas were still present from the mouths of his former rivals.
Governor Inslee, I'm stealing your line. And he said, so Donald Trump says wind turbines cause cancer, and Jay Inslee famously and with great humor said, no, they don't cause cancer, they cause jobs.
Senator Kamala Harris also saying she's willing to take a stand against Senate Republicans refusing to pass the Green New Deal.
If they fail to act as President of the United States, I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a Green New Deal.
Mayor Pete Buttigieg arguing battling the climate crisis will not be easy.
This is the hardest thing we will have done, certainly in my lifetime as a country. This is on par with winning World War II, perhaps even more challenging than that.
Well, there's some disparity in the latest polls on the 2020 Democratic candidates that come out this week. A poll conducted by The Economist magazine and YouGov had Biden with a 4-point lead at 26%, followed by Elizabeth Warren at 22%, then Sanders at 14%, and Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg at 5%. A separate Political Morning Consult poll that also came out on Wednesday had Biden with a much bigger 12-point lead at 32%. Sanders was second at 20%, followed by Warren at 16%, then Harris at 8%. Well, Nevada Democrats are expanding their lead. I'll show you the latest Nevada voter registration numbers. That's next.